All right, well, gentlemen, we're not even talking about conspiracy theories anymore.
Oh.
We are just talking about scientific facts.
Okay.
Because please, gentlemen, explain to me the Mandela effects, which is the phenomenon, the phenomenon of the theory that's named after Nelson Mandela. The theory suggests that collective false memories...
Why is it named after Nelson Mandela?
Because it started off with the theory that Nelson Mandela died in prison.
Yeah.
When he actually didn't.
Yeah. And it's a collective...
Right? Or something like that, right?
Yeah, the core of it is that it is a collective false memory that society has about certain things, you know?
Yeah, like how everybody remembers something looking a specific way when in actuality everyone's remembering it all the same, but it's all wrong.
Is it like how like everyone thinks that like in Invincible he says think Mark think, but he just says think?
Or like
or
Star
in Star
Wars,
Wars,
how he says, how
Luke,
everyone thinks it's Luke, I am your father, but he just says, no, I am your father.
Yeah. And this is objective proof that alternate universes exist.
Okay.
This is objective proof that multiple parallel universes exist.
So what you're saying is there is a parallel universe out there where Nelson Mandela actually died in prison.
Yes, and our collective consciousness
We're remembering the split.
Sometimes splits off, and sometimes you have false memories of a universe that did not exist.
This is some Steins Gate shit right
It
here.
is. Okay.
So we all have memories of this other universe, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or the other universe is seeping into our collective consciousness.
Could you give me some examples of stuff that might convince me? I'd love to hear more about this theory.
So there we've talked about the line. We've talked about Nelson Mandela. The Monopoly Man as well is something that I remember.
Oh yeah, the Monopoly Man having a mustache.
Is a monocle.
Oh, a monocle, sorry.
Yeah.
He has a mustache.
He doesn't.
He has a mustache, right? Pull up the Monopoly Man. Pull him up. What's the Monopoly Man look like?
No. I'm pretty sure the Monopoly Man doesn't have Monopoly.
Okay, let's
Pull up the Monopoly Man. I just want to see. Yeah, he's got a fucking mustache.
Oh, he doesn't have a monocle.
It's a monocle. It's a monocle.
Well, wait. Doesn't he in some of the cards, or am I crazy?
No, he's never had a monocle.
He's never had a monocle.
Oh, but I can explain this one. I think because then, obviously Monopoly is such a well-known thing in Western culture.
Sure.
I think a lot of parodies or kind of reimaginings of the Monopoly Man, whenever it's used in media, will have him with the monocle because it just seems natural. So then I think then we apply the monocle to our memory of the caricature of the Monopoly Man.
Right.
So I think that's why we envision him having.
Well, I think that's how a lot
monocle.
of the Nelson Mandela effect stuff happens. Is that like we take other
Like
facts
pop culture
or like
referential
significant
stuff.
stereotypes of certain things we think about, and we just relate it to being like, oh, because this is this, it must also apply to this.
Yeah,
other
because
thing.
if you were to dress up in a Monopoly Man outfit parody-esque, you would naturally add a monocle because it would tie the outfit together to parody it, right? So
right.
I think that's why this one has kind of caught on.
Are there other examples of Mandela effects?
I'm looking at them right now.
there?
Yeah. Let's see.
What else do we have?
The Berenstain Bears.
This is a very popular one in America. We don't have this in the
Yeah.
I don't know what
UK
that is.
or Australia.
Okay.
Americans have these bears.
Curious George.
What about it?
He doesn't have a tail.
I know that.
Who's Curious George?
What the fuck do you mean? What the
fucking
fuck do you
monkey.
mean? Who curious?
Oh, the monkey.
Everybody remembers
fuck do you
Curious
mean?
George having a tail, but he doesn't have a tail.
Okay, I didn't grow up with Curious George,
Yeah.
so I don't remember him having a tail. So I know he never had a tail.
Okay. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, a lot of these are American.
Yeah, mostly like because they have the in America they have the in the car mirror.
Yeah.
They have the objects appear
Fruit Loops.
closer than they objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
But that's not what it says. It says something else, but everyone remembers it as that.
Yeah, or like Fruit Loops.
What about Fruit Loops?
Like everybody remembers fruit being spelled like Fruit and then loops Loops, right?
It's FROOT.
Yeah, it's FROOT.
Well, I'm not American, so I know that one. I know that.
Monopoly Man and his monocle. Pikachu's tail?
Pikachu has a tail.
No. Though many of us clearly remember black detailing on the Pokemon character's
It's
tail,
brown.
but in reality, it's just yellow.
No, he has a brown on it at one point.
No.
Fuck off.
On
No, he
the
doesn't.
base. On the base.
Yeah.
It's fucking
But
brown on his tail.
everybody remembers like a black thing on the end of the tail.
No, it's on the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a brown thing on the base.
You're just fucking dumb if you like mess around with that. Yeah.
Well, some people remember it.
No, that's not. No.
Kit Kat having a hyphen.
No, it's never had a hyphen.
What's never had a hyphen?
Kit Kat. It's always been one word or just one word.
On the packaging, people remember Kit Kat having a hyphen. It's Kit-Kat.
I think I might have been one of those people that thought that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's never had a hyphen.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I think Nelson Mandela, the Mandela effect, to me is just a very interesting case study of kind of like mass psychology. You know, how we perceive events and how we perceive information. We can, there are some certain things in, let's say, history that people just perceive the same way. I mean, if someone like Pete can think Harambe died of natural causes, and just perceive that as an event.
The greatest conspiracy theory, I would like to say.
The greatest conspiracy theory. I do not doubt that we as a group, kind of like collective, can perceive certain events in certain ways or have certain memories that a lot of the times.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of fuck-ups can be explained by the fact that we are terrible at remembering.
Yeah.
We are just bad at it.
Here's an interesting one. Jaws,
Yeah.
right? When the scene, we've all seen Jaws, right?
No.
Okay, but we all know the scene where he's throwing the chum into the thing and then the thing appears and he says that line. What does he say?
We're going to need a bigger boat.
He doesn't say that. He says, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh.
I believe that.
That's another one. Everybody thinks we're going to need a bigger boat.
How is that like a smoking gun? You know what I mean? It's like,
Mandela
one
effect.
word. Okay.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
I think.
Snow White, she never says mirror, mirror on the wall.
Oh, I don't know that.
What does she say?
She says magic mirror on the wall.
Okay, well, shit in it. It's not good, is it?
Yep.
We made the quote better.
Yeah.
Also,
we fixed Snow White.
There's examples of this where, with lost media, for example, there are some real cases where lost media is lost media. There are some where people collectively online are like, hey, did you guys ever hear about this game or this movie I watched as a kid where this thing happened? And everyone's like, oh yeah, I think I did watch that. Is it where this happened too? And they're like, I think that happened, yeah. And then everyone starts piecing this in. Yeah. And they're just making up something that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because, our memories are very fractured and we don't remember things as they I'm sure you have so many memories of kids of very brief moments of something that you can't piece together, but you're like, I remembered this detail.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that kind of stuff can
But I think what's the interesting thing about the Mandela effect is that it's not just one person who thinks this. It's many people thinking
That's why it's
the
cool.
exact same detail. That is just incorrect.
To play devil's advocate, okay. Parallel universes. Parallel
I forgot this was the
that's the main core concept of this argument.
Okay, sure.
Do you believe that
parallel universes exist?
Yes.
No.
Wow, I've seen Steins Gate, so yes.
No.
You don't believe they exist?
No.
Why not?
Just don't. Just don't think they do.
Seems
like
I don't know.
It's like a lot of effort.
I've never thought about it enough to know whether I believe in it or not.
There's actually like a theory that could have parallel universes as like a as an explanation. So there's a theory that's gone around, which is are
you building a theory on top of a theory now?
Yeah.
It's just a theory.
So this is what scientists have observed when it comes to like quantum mechanics, which is you can never fully predict how you can never like fully predict what's going to happen with quantum theory until like a waveform collapses, right?
Yeah.
Because you think about the was it the fucking cat thing?
Schrodinger's cat
thing, which is I'm not gonna comment on the exact theory.
It's the uncertainty principle.
The uncertainty principle. Yeah. I'm not gonna comment on the exact mechanics of it. Okay. But what I do know is that scientists cannot explain why quantum mechanics acts the way it does.
Isn't it the theory that it's like if something has two outcomes that it could be, one of them is the one that we see, and then the other one is the one that's in the reality in the parallel universe.
Yeah, the theory is that when scientists observes on a quantum level and it collapses into one of like two possibilities, that's when
that creates another parallel universe.
That's when the universe branches off.
That'd be fucking cool, wouldn't it? Because then there's a universe where I can do cool shit. But this is not true.
Unfortunately, I'm very uncool.
One sentence that I hate hearing, and it's fine now, but in like day-to-day conversation, if people tell me this, they're like, scientists can't explain. I'm like, hold on now. That's such a blanket statement to throw out there. Like all scientists have gone, well, guys, none of us can explain it. I guess we should just quit. Like it's done.
Yeah. Also,
it's like admitting that like it's like an easy way to just say this thing is beyond your understanding. It's like, well, okay. I feel like there's a lot more nuance to every situation here.
Also, I think like, you know, that whole phrasing of scientists can't explain.
I hate it.
Scientists are not supposed to explain. They're supposed to make it easier to explain, but they're not the ones who are supposed to be like, so this is exactly how it is because we saw it and we, you know, measure it and everything like that. No, like they're just building theories on top of theories on top of theories until we eventually get to something that everyone can agree is the truth.
It's iterative. It takes time. You know? I think maybe
we adjust our views based on what's observed.
Doesn't necessarily mean that it's, you know, that it's never going to be explained.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do believe in parallel universes.
Unironically?
Unironically, yeah.
That's cool.
I think I unironically believe in it as well.
I don't.
I think just it's a convenient. Yes, it is a convenient way to explain a lot of inexplicable things that are happening right now that we're observing.
Yeah.
But it's also just a cool idea. You know?
Well, it's a sick idea. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it.
It's a cool idea, but also I believe like, you know, because I've been getting deep into like the whole kind of like physics side of things of like higher dimensions. And it just seems to me like all of our science kind of breaks down when we get to like the quantum level.
Yeah.
There is so much that just does not make sense logically in our brains when you go down to like that level. And it's, you know, conceptually parallel universes where everything happens all at once, whatever, you know, that's cool from a story perspective, but like even like more simple stuff, like why does time move the direction it does? You know, why does time move forwards? You know, you think that it makes sense on a conceptual level when we think about this universe. But if you go to like the quantum level, I believe there's no actual proof of why time needs to move in the direction it does. You know, same thing with kind of like entropy, which is the kind of like idea that
saying big words now, go on.
Yeah, and the idea, chaos, right?
The idea that
chaos theory,
kind of like everything moves to like energy, move from disorder to order. Or it might be the other way around.
I think God and I have been watching the same videos recently because this is all the shit I've been watching as well.
This is too much.
Yeah. And I believe out of everything, I think parallel universes is one of the more kind of like...
Yeah, I don't see it as like this fringe idea. I just think that right now we don't have the tools to accurately be like, we're pretty confident this is going to be a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm, you know...
It's just the most easiest to understand and wrap your head around explanation for something we have no explanation for so far.
Yeah.
Also the coolest way to explain it. But
it's the coolest way to explain it. Yeah. But also there are just so many rules of the universe where it just doesn't make sense. You know? I think one of the biggest things that I can think of in terms of like an interesting idea is that, you know, in the universe there are certain, let's say, constants, like the speed of light or something, or like forces that are like the strong force, the weak force, like constants that we cannot change and we can only get by observing through the universe. It's been proven that if these constants are changed or tweaked just a little bit, then the universe just doesn't exist in the way that it does. Stars don't form, molecules don't, like atoms don't like bond together. It's interesting that we live in a place where so many different coincidences came to be for us to be where we are today.
I mean, what can I say? The Lord cooked up a banger. You
know? Yeah. And to think...
He just knew.
And to me, to think that we just won the lotteries of lotteries of lotteries and
someone has to.
Yeah, someone has to. Or if we just like, to me, like what makes more logical sense is that we are just one lucky universe out of fucking so many where all of these little coincidences like got put into place. That to me seems more likely than... you know, than the other option of just we're just the only ones. Yeah. You know?
Sometimes the loneliest thoughts are the truest. You know?
That's just my theory, though. That's a Gaunt theory.
Well, we started on the Mandela effect and quickly got on something else.
We really broadened the scope.
The Mandela effect theory, as it goes, it's all right.
I find the Mandela effect fascinating.
Cool
it's very fascinating
concept.
why it happens. And we've seen it. We've observed this happening in real life.
But the conspiracy theory that goes along with it, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. That I'm not too sure of.
The Mandela effect to me comes in the same kind of sphere as deja vu.
Yeah.
Which is like, how do you explain deja vu? We've had this kind of conversation before.
It's just a glitch in the matrix, isn't it?
It's just like to me,
your brain programming fucking up.
Yeah.
I think it's like your brain thinking that you've done something and you just haven't.
Can I say my conspiracy theory?
Okay, go on.
I believe that maybe we've experienced it like this moment, like in a dream.
Okay.
And like it's been like ingrained into our subconscious.
Right.
And then you just have this moment where something you think you've experienced it before, and I think to me, maybe I've dreamed it before, or some kind of similar situation.
Well, there's also that theory of, when they say like right before you die, your life flashes before your eyes. It's the theory that like the life we're living right now is that flashback.
Wait, what do you mean?
Bro, don't fucking do that to me.
Have you heard that?
Fucking do that to me.
What we are experiencing right now is the flashback of the life we've already lived, and that explains the deja vu because what we're experiencing right now is the flashback of our life.
Okay, but if that was possible,
that'll fuck you up for days.
If that was the case, because we've managed to actually, remember we spoke about it on the podcast. The scientists managed to replicate this phenomenon in a person. Yeah. So we know this is a real thing. But if that was true, how are we able to then replicate it within? Are you saying there's multiple layers of flashbacks within flashbacks we can do?
You sure?
Oh, fucking hell.
Who knows? This is where the parallel universe theory might come in as well.
All right. Enough of this shit.